All right, we are here with Jack Newton and Ryan Govro of Clio. Basically, we want to get a rundown, Jack, of what Clio is. What do you guys do?
Sure. So we're a web-based practice management solution. So we basically take what used to be done with desktop applications that you'd have to install, upgrade, configure, backup, and maintain, maybe get an IT guy in to help you out with, and put that all on the web, and we take care of the infrastructure for you so you don't need to worry about doing that. So we're a software as a service company. So a lot of people have heard of Salesforce.com. You could think of Clio as a Salesforce.com specifically for lawyers. And what we take care of for lawyers is practice management and time and billing, as well as client collaboration. So if you like, you can actually come in and see a little bit what we're doing with Clio here. You can see that it's a very clean user interface. We basically make all the core areas of a practice area available to you via a web interface. So what's key to note here, although we're running on OS X and Safari as our web browser, since Clio's web-based, you can run it on Windows, you can run it on a Mac, you can run it even on Linux. We've got some of our users running free versions of operating systems like Linux and accessing Clio via Linux. So you can see it's all web-based, so if you know how to use a web browser, you know how to use Clio. You can get to, here's your daily agenda, for example. You can see, here's your upcoming tasks, here's your schedule for the day. It's all broken into a very intuitive layout where we can access a calendar, our tasks, our matters. We've got a contact management system. There's time tracking, bill generation. So I'll just show you. Really quickly, if we walk into a specific matter, a matter relating to Intel Corporation here, you can see we've got all the details on the file here. We've got links to the client that the file's for. We can see all the trust transactions for the client, contacts in the database that have relationships to this contact, outstanding tasks on the case, all the calendar appointments that have to do with the case, free-form notes, time tracking, expense tracking, and even document management. So I can take documents from my computer, upload it up to Clio, and access those documents from anywhere. So you can see that it's a very clean, very easy to use interface that puts all of your practice on the web. We also have an iPhone interface available for Clio. So you can actually access your practice from anywhere via the Clio iPhone application. You can see that we've got a list of today's agenda available at a glance. We can see the menu showing outstanding calendar items, tasks, and so forth, so you can get to your practice on the road. The really big announcement we've got at TechShow is the release of Clio Express, which is an Adobe Air-based desktop application that allows for offline access to Clio. And this is one of the big concerns around software as a service. What if my internet connection goes down? What if I'm on an airplane and I want to get to my practice? I want to track some time on some files I'm working on in the air, for example. Clio Express will allow you to access your practice even when you're offline and just resynchronize as soon as you go back online.
Now, there aren't many services that are using Adobe Air in the way that you are there?
No, we're really blazing a trail here with the offline functionality for legal software as a service. Adobe Air is a really powerful platform that Adobe released just last year. It allows you to have native applications running on the desktop so that it looks and feels like a native application. And they knew in designing Adobe Air that offline functionality was an increasingly large concern for web applications, and we chose it as the best platform for us to develop our offline functionality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what type of firms is this meant for? Is it more large firms, solos, not really matter at all?
From a technical perspective, Clio is capable of scaling anywhere from the solo all the way up to mid-sized firms. What we're really focusing on, though, from a customer service standpoint and in targeting the specific needs of is the solo and small firm market. So firms with less than 10 lawyers, typically 1 to a handful of lawyers, are the majority of our client base on Clio right now. And we think that this is a market that has been overlooked by a lot of other vendors in terms of they feel that there's not a solution custom tailored to their needs. And the software as a service model, I think, is a perfect fit for the solo small firm market because they typically don't have an in-house IT expert. They don't typically have large computing infrastructure. They don't have the servers and the IT infrastructure that you see at the mid-sized to large firms. So we think that they're experiencing a real pain point in the fact that they need the kind of functionality that Clio provides, but that installing traditional client-server applications just isn't financially viable.
Right.
So with Clio, for $49 per month per attorney and $25 per month per support staff, they can get up and running with a practice management solution literally in 1 or 2 minutes between signing up on our website and getting rolling with a system that they can access from home, they can access from the road, they can access from their office, from the courthouse, from their iPhone, and now they can access offline while they're sitting on a plane, on a train, or experiencing an internet outage.
That's excellent. That sounds like a really, really unique approach to things.
No, thanks.
Before we let you go, do you have, is there anything you're looking forward to here at TechShow for the duration of the time that it's going to be happening?
Tomorrow there's a session on software as a service that I'm really excited to see. The topic of software as a service, we exhibited last year at TechShow, and we were explaining to people what the concept of software as a service was. And it's really exciting to see the transition from last year to this year, where we've actually got full tracks on software as a service talks, talking about software as a service specifically. We've had people come to the booth just knowing who we are, knowing what software as a service is, and just wanting to understand the features as opposed to the overall concept. So for us, it's been really exciting seeing the transition from being a very new technology that people weren't sure about to a technology that has a really clear value proposition and is gaining a lot of traction in the legal marketplace.
Absolutely. Well, thanks a lot for your time, Jack. We greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, Rob.